Hello, it's Maria for Everything Entertainment. This is a segment for Everything Entertainment. This is gonna be all my about my stories. So I'm gonna do them as a segment because there's been a lot of stories I have done and I haven't posted them on Everything Entertainment podcast. So here it goes. So first up, we're gonna go first in order of we're gonna go how the segment goes. So the first part of the segments is gonna be the parts like has to be going with like shortcuts of it, and then after we're gonna talk about the article. We are gonna read the articles. Thank you for the people who've been liking my photos. I've been working so hard on the photos. I just wish my dad's family will like my photos because they're the only ones who never support for they never put the likes on it, and they mostly put more likes on my cousin's photos, which is like crazy to say that. And I'm like getting getting less of likes on I'm liking getting a lot of likes from my mom's family, and then also from some of my friends, but not for like I'm not getting likes from even my sister likes my photos, so she doesn't like she doesn't post like, but she does like them because she always tells me to take photos. But not getting some likes from my dad's side is so crazy because it's just so crazy because it's just to me like I'm not getting that much support with them. Like uh, some of them, just to be honest. And I know my sister not gonna like that I'm putting them on blast, but I have to say it. Just to be honest, I am getting support from some stuff, but I'm not getting support with my photos. Just to be honest. And it is the truth. And do I really want the support? Yes. And just like I do the work for nothing. I feel like I'm doing the work for nothing. And I'm like with them. But I am really doing a lot of work for everybody else. I am getting the credit when it comes to my photos. Thanks to Person News, they're giving me credit, and even Kelsey, my editor, she gave me credit for my photos. I'm so happy. This is my first time. No, this is not my first time. This is actually my third time around doing photos, but this time around I'm doing more photos on it because I always wanted to do more photos when it came to my journalism work. Right now, this is like a intern slash it's actually freelance, but I'm not getting paid. But I wish I was getting paid, but I'm not getting paid of the amount that I need to get paid, or I'm not getting paid at all. But I do like it. I'm not gonna say I like the experience, but I wish I could have been more paid and then all that too. But overall, I am liking the experience. I am getting a lot of yeses when it comes to the photos, which is so exciting because I haven't gotten those, which is a good thing. So, what I hate about no's is that I get so nervous and I'm like, okay, sorry. I just drink too much coffee. So, I get like in the panic mode and I'm like, okay, thank you. Have a nice day. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. So yeah, that's one of the things. I haven't done entertainment stories. So I'm trying to aim to the entertainment, but I haven't done any entertainment. So only thing I have done is news in opinion stories. By the way, that's my dog right there. He wants to be on the camera like always. Anyways, but like I've been doing those. So I've been doing news feature stories, which I love the most. I've been also doing travel stories, which is one of the travel stories was an opinion story. I already posted it, I think. So it was one of my favorite ones. And these are one of my favorite stories I have done. By the way, some people are wrong on TikTok. So yeah. Before I spoil all of you guys are wrong, I am gonna spoil you guys. But um alright, for one thing. Alright, so let's start with the segments. Alright. Let's do the segment. Um let's see. My first segment. But first, when it comes to the segments, I'm gonna start with how every news story starts before they start the story, okay? So let's start with, let me see, the first one. I think so. I'm gonna put the photos with each segment of the video. Okay? So a store that is not closing, a um a bookstore that is doing blind dates with a blind book, and some sweet spread to that our writer Maria tried. Our host Maria tried from Everything Entertainment. All right. And I'm your host, Maria for Everything Entertainment. Happy happy late fall, which is Maria's favorite season in the whole time. It's my favorite season because I like pumpkin spice, I like the leaves falling, and then I like when it turns the colors, and then I like seeing all the pumpkins, all the fall stuff. I love the most. So it makes me happy. It's just the hardest thing for me when it comes to fall is that my dad passed away during the fall season, and I am going to be talking about it very soon. An opinion story. I am going to do an opinion story about the grief process, but that's going to be later on when I'm ready. So yes, it is coming soon. So yes, because I've been wanting to talk about it and helping people with grieving. All right, it's coming later on. So when I'm ready, okay. Anyways, so let's go on with those segments that I talk about. I forgot one more segment, so there it goes. Okay, so top teas in South Bay. All right, that's gonna be the last one. All right. In the teas of, I mean the teas, top teas. Let me talk about this. Let me change it, okay? So a tea of slip that were creamy and smooth. Each tea, and they were made. That's it for Everything Entertainment. I'm your host Maria, and then me gonna go with the segments. So what's happened on that was gonna be the last one. In South Bay Galleria. So Maria, one of our writers, took time out to her day to visit South Bay Galleria, right on the beach. And visually inspected that the promising that she found that the painting was more announcing in pictures. The rumors were quickly online. While many stories have closed that the mall is itself is not shutting down. but rather than preparing for largest scales of redevelopment. Los Angeles, California, the South Bay Galleria has the landmark in Redondo Beach for the roughly 4 decades. The generation of locals has spent time there, shopping, meeting friends, and catching movies at the AMC theaters. For years, it stood as a hub of activity and neighboring another malls in the South Bay region. But it is recently a year theaters. For years, it stood as a hub of activity and neighboring another malls in the South Bay region. But it is recently a year that the mall once busy atmosphere that quite the has quiet in the parking lot that used to be full. How hold it was scattered cars compared to the much larger Treving Delamo Center just a few miles away. South Bay Galleria feels a subdual. On social media and neighborhoods were chatting that Sparkling had grown that the South Bay Galleria is closing for good. This is person has impressed vulnerability by waves of stores closures, major retailers such as Nordstrom, Forever 21, Bath Body Works, Clarence, and GameStop have had extended to leave behind the empty store fronts, adding the confusion that the large sign that posted by Kenny Wilson, the real estate company, that was now a property that has spotted in outside the mall. Many of so it's still recording, sorry. Assuming many of the local assumes as signs in the mall that being sold of the shutting down entirely. However, according to the mall, its employees and public fires into the cases. While there was an individual stores that closing the mall. It remains it open integration of view
Unwrap
opinions
the mystery
opinions in
blind
the
date with the
peaks of
book.
years.
Hermosa Beach is
Ownerships
wrapping books
were
of
changed in the
hiding
real
stories and
plans.
a whole lot
The
of
South Bay
surprises in the
Galleria was
farmers
a
market.
acquired
At
by
the
Kelly
overview,
Wilson
the
throughout the
Hermosa Beach
four
Farmers
class of
Market
after
is the
forms of
local
homes.
lineup for
The
the
L
twist on
curated
books,
drafts of
shopping,
property from
and
the
blind date
abandoned
with the book.
insights. The
Hosted by
Kenny
the
Wilson has a
Pedera
sign on
and Friends
a
of the Library
strong
Mystery
interest in
Books.
the future. Plans of the banner of the
Are
South Bay
wrapped
Galleria
in
Social
brown paper
District
with
aims to
images
the
that
properties
hints in
of
the
the mix
buying
that was
buyers
in
for
community
the
in
thriller
the
of the dramas.
redevelopment.
The
No
composition
one
includes
knew
hundreds
that
of
they were
new
getting
residents of
into what they
units
unwrapped.
within sites of the housing.
Every punch of
A bouquet of
helps in
hotels and
support the
features at
library.
150 rooms.
In Mosa Beach, California,
Modern retails
ever
where dinners and spaces with
wanted to
open
go
air
blind
lot
date with book.
layouts.
In Mosa
A
Beach,
town
give
square
a local
style
that a chance
plaza
that results are full of
designing to bring in
surprises.
the community
A
together.
Friday,
Office
September 19th,
space
the
and use
FOIA
as
teams
areas.
on
The
up to
ideas of
the
South Bay
Friends
Galleria
of the
as shopping is
Hermosa
lifestyle
Beach
hub.
Library to
Is
bring
where
the blind
people
date on the
live,
book.
shop, and dine
Tends
into
to
the
the
single
farmers
space.
market shoppers.
M-
The
What
wonders
Maria
that the
saw on the
past
ground
was the
during it
fresh
was
fruits and
busy
flowers. The
during
only were
sorry
the fine
during her
parts
recently
of the
visit. Maria
mystery
comforted that the
brown
mall was
paper wrapped
activated by
books.
notice choir.
The rules were
Then it
simple.
was
Pick up a
previously
book,
decades that
look
the
at the
shoppers
images, tape into
continued
the
to visit
front.
the MC
Our
theaters,
best guess
the handful
was
of
wrap and
open stores.
surprises.
The foot
Every
traffic it
book
was
was
like in
sold, was
sessions
spent
of the mall
money and
feel
straight
like
back
nearly
into the
empty.
community of
The
library.
inspiration of it highlight that the
One
context
lucky
of
reader, Maria,
long
grabbed
stretch of
a
closed
Maria Cornejo
storefronts based
package
on still
of
in the
scary
fountain of
images. People that were
retail and
planted in
entertainment
and quickly that would
spaces. It
torture
is
in
mix
opens of the Find the Perfect
of
Sun by
of creating the
Freda McFay.
picturations
What surprise,
of
she laughed.
decades and the
Exactly what the
redevelopment
reaction of the
plans a move
fundraiser
for.
was in designing to spark.
A Sape Galleria
From a
transports
thriller
would
to
be
romance
overnight
to everything in
redevelopment. Be
between. No two
roaming
blind dates
parts
are
of the
the
mall
same.
will still
In
stay
the while of the
open in construction.
fighter
This is
usually
ensure that
sells
the mall
them
won't
books that
disappear.
were
Suddenly, the
punished
instance
and
of
show in local business.
involved of
Community
over
groups that
time,
were make
whether
giving them
locations
back
embrace into
feel
the
like the adventurous.
social South Bay
In Amosa
social
Beach
district
turns into the best
visuals
stories,
to seeing the some
really to
shoppers
come
may,
wrapped
may
in a
miss
brown book
the tradition
paper,
mall
brown paper.
experience, while others may welcome the addition of the housing, hotels, the new dining spaces from one thing in center of South Bay Galleria is not closing, changing.
So sweet discoveries, tasting like the top four conchas at Panecito. Author Maria Cornejo takes a reader's recommendation in the LA area, driven in a box of fresh flavors. In Gardena, Panecito is the earliest buzz of soft, fresh from the urban conchas. With the creative twist, author Maria followed the reader tips to taste test four of the signatures officials and mix of classics and the visuals of forms for the churro inspired sugar dusty to strawberry infused sweetness. Here are the victories. Which one stands out? A taste of test of my panecito. When it is our readers suggest my panecito in Gardena. I knew I had to give a try. Fresh a bread that is a crumble like a cookie straight at the oven. Counts me in. I ordered a box of four conchas. Each with it was personality of a cinnamon roll concha, a churro, and strawberry crunch. Here are the stacks up. Conchas were four flavors of experience. Churros and conchas were the lays of the toppers in the blend. The brown of the sugar and white sparklies and was soft and messy. The best way to reminds of the sweet churros as such as cravings. The cinnamon roll contrast
It's not oven. It's overly sweet, balanced, light, icy, warm of a cinnamon piece up top. It was as a bit of masapan, adding another ring of a dip. Strawberry crunch concha. The bright up pink in with it in strawberry and light. It was from the its sweetest and bunch like a sweet candy brick in bread. The classic concha, soft, buttery, and simple. Some traditions really does it win. Final bite. If you're in the LA area, have a sweet tooth, Panecito's worth the stop. Each concha is a own charm, but together they make for a box of treats that messy, warm, and unforgotten. Sip dot of South Bay LA. Taste test of local tea shops. From creamy milks, teas to refreshment ice. Prison News Explore Yagma Urine Coffee Beans Earth Cafe Cafe Bean and boiled tea in South Bay, Los Angeles area. Teas where culture word continues to grow in the South Los Angeles with the sprawling of shops, drawing in a loyal of fans and slips in person news writer. When to taste tour of four local favorites. Yama Earth Cafe, Coffee Bean, and Boiled Tea to see how each merges up from matcha blends to creamy milk teas. The South Bay is the providing into the hotspot of unique refreshments and tea experiences. Tea culture and alive and well in South Bay, Los Angeles. Cafe and shops will continue to attach loyal customers looking for contemporary refreshments and creating every cup. For the feature at a person news, writers went on in taste testing tour sampling drinks for several South Bay favorites. Here are the stood out. Yamati Masuwa Marketplace. Local in inside the popular Maxua marketplace in most stops for matcha lovers. The matcha, the drinks, and the discovery of a power with a stronger blow of flavors, while smooth in matcha power. And it has benefits for more than during mix of balance. Customers are also buying the matcha powder directly from the store to try the recently the drink to home. Urine Cafe, Earth Cafe. Earth Cafe is well known as the California staple of popular iced tea refreshment blend of lemon ice juice and black tea power. The drink was comes on sweetened or lighter sweetened. This is a striking in on a balance that is feels clean in nature of rather than sugar. Savor ice cold as a small coffee in their South Bay LA located in a fictional that it is unexpected a pure tea experience with a splash of brightness. Coffee bean, tea leaf, Pacific location. The tea from coffee bean are simple, light and discovered tastes like water with the might of kick of tea power that works best as refreshment drinks after a long day. While not as a blow as shops in providing familiar in accessories and opinions for those who enjoy the mellow tea. Among all these tea samples, boiled tea is from the change charge is the large stands out the favorite. Within the with a creamy milk base that reaches tea flavors that almost hits at coffee. That drinks bright, both comfortable and depth. Serves the cold with substance and touch of sweetness. All aficionados and smooth inexperienced, this made a clearly why royalty is the gaining the fans of the bay. Final slip is boiled matcha at the Yamane is creamy in integrations of boiled tea, South Bay, Los Angeles. Aficionados in the tea for every mood. Whether you're looking for a quick refreshment, Celtics twist, or a cozy milk tea. The South Bay Gallery of Teas, South Bay, South, wait, I say South Bay Gallery. South Bay tea scene is worth exploring in slip by slips.
Well, that's it for everything entertainment. I'm your host, everything entertainment slash inspiration. This is part of inspiration segment. I'm your host, Maria Cornejo, and you can use my code Maria GC underscore no Maria. underscore Maria G underscore C at Passion Planner to get discount 15% off. I'm your host, Maria Cornejo. Bye, you guys.